Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is Take 39. And today I'm going to talk about nature. And the reason I'm going to talk about nature is I think there's so many healing properties in nature, and I think too many of us have become so addicted to technology. And listen to me, I'm on technology right now. But I think we're missing some opportunities to connect. And I was thinking about like my childhood and how my grandparents approached life differently. And from all areas of my family, Mother Nature and her gifts were always something that we tuned into. You know, did you watch a bunny in the morning, grab some food before he disappeared into his den to avoid the big hawks? And, you know, farmers, one of my grandmothers actually raised money growing acres of raspberries. And as kids, she would pay us to pick those raspberries. And I was thinking about Mother Nature and what kind of gifts she can provide us in this weight loss journey. And there are strong healing properties in nature. We all know that. We just don't spend the time to do it. And I think, sadly, I think technology is amazing and it's doing things that we never dreamed were possible. But we also want to stay connected to our earth. And some of my family members are very smart because they didn't migrate into the cities, but really that's kind of where my family ended up to make a living. So what I wanted to talk about is how do we, based on where we're located, get back in touch with the gift of this earth? And I think that part of it is in summer times we can do community gardens, because if you dig your hands into the dirt and you grow the plant, you tend to eat more healthy and you're more connected to that real food, not the processed food. I know there's always going to be a part of processed in our life, but what can we reintroduce that comes straight from the ground? You know, there is a healing and a calming of your heart when you're planting and when you're digging and when you're weeding and when you're watching the butterflies and watching the bees. I know so many people try to kill them, but there's so much beauty in butterflies. I love to watch the butterflies or the bluebirds or the cardinals. So take a moment. I wanted to share some stories from my childhood and the gifts that my grandparents on both sides of my family gave me. One of my grandmothers would sit us down in the grass, and these great grandkids have no idea, but she would sit us down in the grass and she'd say, "What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? Where do you think it's coming from?" She wanted us to get in touch. She always said that we were too busy. We were running in circles and never realizing what was right in front of us. And I agree with that. And until I became older, I didn't realize the therapeutic nature of slowing down and enjoying your environment. We've been forced to do that over the past year. And I'm afraid maybe some of us didn't connect when we had an opportunity. So just as a reminder, maybe do a little container garden if you're in the city. Maybe, you know, one of my cousins has been growing like corn, and he was telling me a cute story about how the deer confiscated everything in the garden. And, you know, even though we laughed about it, it was a cute story. You know, it connects you to the earth, and this is a gift we were given this time on earth. So remember the things that they talk about, like when I was reading about Mother Nature and its effect on our mental health. One, it makes you more physically active. Two, it boosts your self-worth and it gives you hope and connection. And if you're in a community garden, you're going to meet other people, and they may have different gifts on how to grow something. You know, it's funny, but my dad always, I had peppers this year, and he's like, "I've never been able to grow peppers." And I don't know how it happened, but hey, it was something I grew that he's had trouble with. Now, tomatoes, my tomatoes did amazing this year, but my dad's always had a gift with tomatoes. I've heard people complain about that, but he told me I had the right soil. He kind of came down, and that's something that we've been sharing this past year. The other gift is that one of my grandmothers I think that she used this as an opportunity to talk to the grandchildren and to connect. And I didn't realize it at the time, but it's something that I hold dear and I love to think about. And one of my grandmothers taught me to find four-leaf clovers, and I can spot them just about anywhere. And people don't believe me. I was with friends once, and I walked into this woman's backyard, and I found a four-leaf clover, and I brought it in, and they all thought I was lying. And they're like, you did not. So I went back outside because she had clover all over the yard, and I found another one, and I brought it in, and it was like a girls' retreat weekend, and they didn't believe me. So we walked out, all of us, and I found like two more. And they're like, how do you do that? Well, it's really kind of pattern recognition, but it was something that I did with my grandma all the time as a kid. We would sit down and we would talk. And really, I never realized that that was our time to connect, but we would just sit down and find clover. And those are the memories that I'll hold close. You know, those times that maybe I didn't want to sit with my grandma and tell her what I heard, and was it a bird, was it a woodpecker, you know, was it a cricket? But those are the things that I hold close now. And I think those are the things that we're missing. There's a lot of beautiful in technology. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be connected to that, but let's not lose our connection with the gift of this earth. Let's not lose connection with how beautiful it is to watch a butterfly, you know, even a bunny or an eagle, a bird, you know. There's a lot to enjoy, and I think we're missing it. A good mix, you know, everyone talks about balance. Well, there's a good mix. Don't lose touch with the gift that's right in front of you. That happens way too often. And there is a calming and a comfort in spending time. I love to watch the sunrise in the morning. It's just beautiful. I wanted to kind of say that remembering to connect to Mother Nature, and that will allow you to introduce natural fruits and vegetables into your diet, because you want to eat the things that you worked so hard to harvest. But now, as I kind of end this, I want to say, I don't even want to talk about snow. You know, in those communities in the States where there's a lot of snow, even shoveling can be rewarding. You know, it's beautiful to watch the snow. And if we can just shift our mindset, we can find something beautiful in everything that we encounter. And I want to say that smiling, finding a way to smile even in the hardest times, will shift your entire mood. Laugh, smile, giggle. And Mother Nature always provides an opportunity. You know, with my cats, inevitably they're doing something silly. I love dogs too. All animals, there's just something beautiful about it, and a little giggle can take a sad day and make it happy. So I guess I want to end this with a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the directions of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. And I'm going to add something. Stop and enjoy something that's right in front of you that maybe you never saw before. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. And good morning, Ying. Thanks a lot. And remember, stop, hesitate, and enjoy something that you didn't see yesterday. Thank you. Bye-bye.